Chris. Thanks so much, man, for taking some time to talk to me today on this really, really bizarre and what's the word? Like we've never seen anything like this before in Israel. You were in Israel the day Hamas started the war. What in the world was that like, dude?
Well, I mean, it was really bizarre. You know, we had a scheduled flight. We had just been there for 10 days filming for a show called The Prophetic Connection. And so we were planning, our flight was scheduled to leave on
So
Saturday.
that was the
So it
day.
wasn't like that was the day. Yeah.
Wow.
So we were leaving that morning, flying out on Air Canada, which it's like around a noon flight,
Mm.
which we have done, I've done it how many times with you
Yeah. Yeah.
and four times this year already. So, to be honest with you, it seemed like a normal day. I got up around 6 or so, was having my shower, getting ready, making sure that all my luggage was packed. And I started to notice that the red alert app that I have on my phone, which even as we're talking right now, is going like crazy. You
Mm.
can see these are all rockets that are coming in right
Every
now. And
time. Yeah.
actually, yeah, it's just constant. And actually, I see that as we're talking, the rockets are heading towards Mevaseret and Abu Ghosh,
Oh,
these
Jerusalem. Yeah.
places.
Mm.
Yeah, just right outside Jerusalem. But I saw the red alerts happening for Nativ Hasara, Sderot, and places like that, Kiryat Gat, and I wasn't completely surprised because they do it all the time, right?
Right.
So I thought, oh, okay, I haven't seen this alarm go off for a little while, and here it is going off. But I thought, okay, it happens all the time. The Iron Dome, they're used to it. It's not up here.
Yeah.
Went down for breakfast, told the people I was traveling with that, getting red alerts. And we're like, oh, well,
Were
we're
you
not
in
hearing
Jerusalem,
anything.
Chris, or Tel Aviv?
Yeah, we're in Jerusalem.
Okay.
We're in Jerusalem. So we packed up, we left, we started driving. Now the streets were empty, which is not uncommon because it's Shabbat. It's also the end of Yom Kippur. It's Simchat
Oh,
Torah.
Sukkot. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Not surprised that the streets were empty. We're heading out down the highway. You stop at that one yellow gas station
Yeah.
to fill up. And I think it was at the yellow gas station when I started to notice, okay, things are a little different because I noticed the people around us seemed off. And
Mm.
there was a car beside us with two young Israeli soldiers who were seemed frantic on their phones. And then the third guy joined them, jumped in the car, and they peeled out of there. And
Yeah.
then I started noticing as we continued toward Tel Aviv that the rockets, the frequency on the app. So we weren't seeing Iron Dome, we weren't hearing explosions, we
Hmm.
weren't doing any of that, but the alert was going on. And then I started realizing that the alert was happening in communities that we were about to pass through, which was very strange. And then it really started to hit something was off when we got inside the airport. And as you go into Ben Gurion Airport, you have to go through security
Hmm.
screening before you check your luggage in. And so we're waiting in line. And as we're waiting in line, all of a sudden, you heard, I mean, there's probably 700-800 people in that giant hall.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you heard kind of this murmuring over to my right. You hear this crowd, and then you see people moving quickly and then like almost starting to run. And you're like, what's going on? And then the security are yelling first in Hebrew and then in English, leave your luggage, go, go, go to the shelter now, go, go, go. And they're just,
Whoa.
and and so then you start to hear some people crying, some people, it's amped up. And that's when, to me, it was like, this is something different. I haven't
What time?
experienced
What
this
time is
before.
this, Chris, now for you?
That would have been 8:30-ish, 8:30 a.m.
Oh, like 2 hours after it started.
2 hours after it started. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
exactly. Yeah. And so we all ran. The shelters were full, so they took us into further. It was kind of funny, a lot of those places in the airport, you're not allowed to go, and they were packing us in there, right? So we ended up being in the spot where they have the big X-ray machine for the extra special security checks, and we're standing back where you're not, as a civilian, you're not allowed to go,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
just packed us in. And then no explosions that we heard. We were there for about 20 minutes. And then they said, okay, you can go. And we had to go find our luggage because you just left your luggage where it was. Got on
Wow.
our flight. Um, yeah, got our flight on time, but then we sat on the tarmac for about 2 hours.
Mm.
And the pilot kept coming on and apologizing, saying he was saying that they were having something up with their new navigation system, that they're having to change their route. They're having to change their route through Europe, and
Hmm.
that they would be that so it's just taking time loading the system. So at the time it's like, oh, that's kind of dumb. You should have
Yeah.
prepared, but whatever. And then it wasn't until we were up in the air after we'd been in the air for a little while, and when we started getting word what was happening on the ground, that's when it clicked. I think they were most likely waiting for the IDF to clear the airspace,
The
or at
airspace.
least to
Yeah.
fall in the rocket fire for us to take off. And
Oh,
if we weren't the last flight out, we were one of the very last flights out before they shut Ben Gurion down.